Obviously, the kind of investment that FSD Africa and Investments does is really critical for our business model. We're very proud that at FSD Africa we have this kind of integrated suite of instruments, financing instruments, and FSDAi is a really crucial part of that. And I just wanted to say I'm very proud of how FSDAi has created a unique identity, actually, in the investment landscape in finance in Africa, and having come out of nothingness about 6 or 7 years ago, we've really got a super professional team, so well done.
So we did this meeting 2019, I think it was, and we had maybe 4 portfolio companies. So we're very proud to have this family grow. Thank you.
One of the things that we love about the FSDAi family is doing what you do best, which is innovation, connection, whether that's families to investors, but really making that connection.
We basically end up having 3 themes that drive our investment thesis. The main one around food security, regenerative agribusiness. The second one is the use of technologies to improve the relationship of people with nature. And the third one is what we call natural capital services, carbon offsets, biodiversity offsets, nature-based tourism.
The ALCB fund right now has an outstanding portfolio of 150 million. We have committed capital just north of 200 million. Since inception, we've invested, I think, just north of 260 million.
I think in terms of lessons learned and what we need more of, I think number 1 is patience. And number 2 is we can always be bigger and do more with more capital. So we are actively seeking to raise capital to be able to sort of issue more guarantees.
The fund is now about 236 million large overall, while the initial investment from FSD Africa was about 7 million pounds, I think. So really showing also this really important catalytic mobilizing effect that such investments can have.
A big shift for us coming out of COVID has been on really recreating ourselves as a fintech and also in partnerships. It takes a lot of time and money to build trust.
We've got a small and hopefully growing balance sheet, 23 million at the moment. And we're making loans to off-grid solar operators. It's backed by powerful data analytics.
The backbone is our mobile money integration, working with partners, M&O partners, working with remittance companies, working with large enterprises, and more with large e-commerce players. We now overlay that with bank account integration, so integrating to the bank rails.
We're Persistent, Africa's climate venture builder. We believe one of the biggest gaps to bring in climate finance onto the continent is that there's not enough, or by far not enough, companies being built or being built successfully that address, the SDGs more broadly, but climate topics in general. And so that's where we, see our role.
Sometimes it's difficult to find profitable or successful business models on the continent, but it's not that it's short of any great ideas, and that's why we've invested in our climate venture building model.
Our explicit focus is that we believe in Africa that the future is small businesses, and they're completely under-supported by the current financial system in the way that we think about it in most markets. We are all about local capital providers.
We're at the foothills of making biodiversity an investable asset class. And there's various ways in which pioneers need to do this. One is actually just driving investment and demonstrating that it can be done.
This world that we have today is a world where there's just so much that makes one unhappy. But I walk out of this room feeling very excited about what the possibilities are because of all of you pioneers. And I want to say that I am excited because they're going to be unicorns. They're going to be people who will help Africa really take its place.